everyone, Ronan here. It is morning time. I am jacked up on coffee right now. I'm not a morning person, so it. Today we're going to be checking out some Paramore. Their new song just came out. I'm not quite as on the pulse as I was on the last video. I just happened to be awake at that moment and just did it. But yeah, so we're going to check out this new song, Comme Ça. I actually had to look up how to say that because I looked at it and I was like, I'm going to butcher that for sure. So I guess that's in French, and it means it's like that, or it could be it is what it is, I guess. I say that a lot. Let's go ahead and jump on into this. Pretty catchy beat right away.
In a single year, I've aged 100. My social life, a chiropractic appointment. Sit still long enough to listen to yourself, or maybe just long enough for you to atrophy to hell. I'm off caffeine on doctor's orders. Said it was gonna help to level out my hormones. Lucky for me, I run on spite and sweet.
I'm trying to take in all the guitar textures going on right now.
Hinders my progression. I know that regression is rarely rewarded. I still need a certain degree of disorder. C'est comme ça, na 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 na. C'est comme ça, na 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 na. C'est comme ça, na 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 na. C'est comme ça, na 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 na.
Sounds like vibratos. It's not quite tremolo.
I know that regression is rarely rewarded. I still need a certain degree of disorder. I hate to admit getting better is boring, but
Because the guitar's waving, but it's not quite cutting out either in between waves. It's hard to tell though. That was a pretty dope drum beat. It's very in the pocket, especially that beginning part there where the drums and guitar were playing together. That was a nice catchy way to bring us in. I think the thing I have to chew on right away with especially new Paramore stuff is the guitar tone, because it's not something I would either use for myself or seek out to listen to in other bands. So I think that's initially my first little hurdle I have to get over. I eventually get over it, but it takes time for me to chew on it and just kind of be like, okay, because it's kind of foreign to me a little bit. Like I can't think of anybody else that I actively listen to that uses these guitar tones. So it's just strange to listen to a band that you're familiar with yet be hearing sounds you're not used to, you know? And I guess I should be more used to it, especially given like the last couple of albums, especially because, you know, they've been, you know, their sound has changed for a while now. So I definitely have kind of gotten over my emo phase with them at this point. And I'm like, okay, I accept we're never going back there probably. Well, never say never, I guess. But I've accepted that we've moved on. And then the new music that comes along, I'm either gonna like it or not like it, like any other band. So like even with an open mind, I'm sitting here I'm not one of those fans necessarily that will just consume whatever a band throws at me, even if I like them. Like Bring Me the Horizon's a good example. I love that band, but a lot of their latest stuff I kind of have to chew on a little bit because whenever sounds change, you kind of have to I don't know. But yeah, like I did dig this song. I was a bit distracted with the guitar tone because I was more curious about it than anything. It wasn't like, oh, this sounds bad, you know. It was more of like, I'm just trying to like understand like what the ideas are that are being cooked up in there, you know, and I'm trying to like dissect it a bit because again, it's a bit outside my own wheelhouse or even comfort zone as a guitar player for sounds to be playing around with. Because when you've been playing long enough, you kind of know what works for you and what doesn't. Sometimes you don't have a lot of time to sit there and dick around with a guitar, so you tend to just stay in your comfort zone and just play, you know, riffs with the tones that you're used to. And then when you have time, then you can kind of jump out and explore and play with some new sounds and try to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Which is why I've been saying in the past couple of songs that you can definitely hear the fruits of labor done by Taylor when it comes to experimenting, because I really feel like that's what he's been doing a lot of, especially in these last couple of albums. He's had to do that a lot because at some point, you know, they had to face reality and go, okay, with the people we've got here now, with where we are in our lives, we can't keep making the same music that everybody loved growing up with us. So we need to find what the next evolution is, what the next stage is. So we need to experiment. We need to do that stuff. So, and a lot of people were on board and a lot of people weren't on board, and that's fine. People come and go. You know, you can't impress people all the time. That's fine. You know, I didn't like every song, but there's definitely songs that I eventually liked, either because I stewed on them long enough, or because I saw them live and performed the song live, and I ended up liking it from the live performance, because I was like, oh, that's how it's supposed to sound. You need to see them live to sometimes understand what their intention was for each of the songs. So even this song, I think, will be worth hearing live, especially that beginning part. It's going to be bumping and everything, and hearing that guitar with its full power. I know it sounds like I haven't really said a whole lot of like good things, but yeah, I did enjoy this. I don't think it's the best song I've heard out of the new stuff coming out. I think my criticism mainly about this sound, it's just a tweak that I think would do it for me. I think it would be the element of having some level of like rawness to it, particularly in the guitar department. It sounds very like compressed and very, I don't want to say processed, but it has like this feeling of something was done to it after the recording process, and maybe it's a compression thing, I don't know, but like I kind of need that guitar to be a little wider and a little bit more out there and a little bit more bold. I think it just sounds like really like reserved, and maybe sonically it makes sense for like, you know, for the sake of a recording. I don't know. Like I'm just like really open for their music to just reach out and grab me, but it's just not quite doing it. Like it just needs to be raw, man. It just needs to do some shit. Take that however you will, you know. I'm just saying. That's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Hope my criticisms didn't go too crazy. You know, at the end of the day, I do want them to succeed. I do want them to kick ass, you know, regardless of how I feel about one song or another. But anyway, that's it for me, and I'll see you next time.